Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Inservice this year. This course is very unusual, and as you can see, we're having to do this in a different way. Typically, we're sitting in the Wilson Center and folks are coming back, and you've been able to go to the Grits Bar, which is always very successful. I wish we could send the grits home to you, but we cannot. First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone. You're working at home in an environment where your spouse may be teleworking with you. You may have young children there at home, that they're out of school, you're having to homeschool or help with their instruction online as they're trying to adapt to an online environment as well. And I completely understand how difficult it has been for you to work from home, and cannot wait for the day that everyone can come back to the campus safely as we continue to support our students. I know there are faculty that spend a lot of time engaged with the students with additional emails and checking on them and keeping them engaged, and that's it. We want also those students to be successful. We want them to finish. We need to reflect back of the great year that we've had. You made the difference. Faculty recruiting visits, one-stop events, FAFSA nights, and finally, we were able to completely redesign our website. We strengthened our university transfer programs. We signed a CPATH agreement with UNCW and also signed a ECU Pilot Promise. Even with COVID, in this summer, we took opportunities of students who were not going back to the university for summer classes and offered them here. These were higher level programs, and thank you to the faculty for teaching those and offering those programs because it helped those students stay local. That's just some of the things that we've done by coming together, working as one, whether it's in community relations, the faculty, staff, student services, everyone working as one is making us successful, and we are prospering. Student success, we implemented a visa, which is basically an early alert software that helps faculty identify when students begin to struggle. We had to develop ways to teach our CTE classes online. It had never been taught before online, but we adapted and we were flexible and we figured that out, and we're figuring out how those students can come back and be safe and learn welding or HVAC and things of that nature in a safe manner. We've been preparing the campus through the summer, and we'll continue to do that into the fall for a safe return for students and employees. If we move on to some things we did on the safety side, we finalized our emergency operations plan. We began with the help of Lynn Sylvia and the Sheriff's Office. We hosted ALICE, that's the Active Live Shooter Training, and RAD trainings for employees. Those who participated in it thought it was a great program, and hope we can continue that program once we come back to campus full time. Because you're so dedicated, you're working with your coworkers so well, departments are working together, we really are a united team, and that is what has made the difference. From all the different areas working together, it's been incredible. And I just want to thank you for all your efforts, as we have achieved a lot this year, and we're going to continue to achieve a lot, and we'll navigate through this difficult time, and we're going to come out in a better position. When you have something as devastating as a pandemic and COVID-19, there's also opportunities that come out of that. And one of the opportunities is it did force us to move to an online environment in a week and a half or so, but it also forced us to make us better with online programming. And I will say here today and say, we have improved with online, and will continue to do so. People will seek you out if you provide quality. And that's what we continue to do. And through the summer, we continue to improve our quality with online instruction. That's thanks to the faculty for instructional operations to help, working in purchasing Collaborate and other software to make that a better environment for our students to stay engaged with the instructors and classroom. One of the things we have done, we put in a bid to offer the Navy and Marines become part of their community college. They want to start a community college. We submitted it. You may not have heard of this. They recently put out an award, and it's tentative of some additional data, but tentatively we've been accepted as one of the community colleges, the only one in North Carolina, to provide online instruction to the Navy and military. That means we'll have students across the world. And my hopes are our quality is going to be so good that those students will spread the word to others. Because I think that's an area we can certainly grow in, and we have obviously this past spring. We received some state recognition last year. For the first time ever, we hosted the North Carolina Community College State Board of Trustees and the State Foundation Board. They were very pleased when they came to Cape View Community College and saw our facilities, how professional everyone was. We had so many compliments of how focused on the details that we were as we went through the conference. And this conference was not one day, it was over a course of 3 days. And we had a lot of great positive feedback. Continuing education, last fall, I think the number we were up around 15 or 15.1% or so with FTE, which is a huge increase on previous years. We improved our registration process to make it much easier for students to register for a class. And actually, we're having a lot more registrations occurring in the evenings and weekends. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say 70%, but I know it's well over 50% of those registrations now are occurring in off hours. We shifted our truck driver training program from curriculum side over to continuing education side in order to make it more affordable for our students. In effect, that dropped a student's tuition from around $1,500 down to $185. The first 2 classes on the continuing education side now have 20 plus students in them, where before we were averaging 10. If you remember last August, I believe it was, we moved the barber school downtown, and it's been a great success. Their traffic increased substantially, which helped the students get more training quicker to move through the program even faster. But I want you to realize the importance of Cape View Community College, not only to the area that we serve, which is New Hanover and Pender County, as you well know, but also to the region. Because many outlying counties do depend on us as they come here for training, for programs that the smaller schools cannot provide. We also are flexible with business and industry to be able to adapt to their needs. The Small Business Center has been a tremendous asset. In the beginning, when COVID hit, it was unfortunate that most businesses were calling. They were trying to figure out how to navigate through getting a small business loan, how to navigate, unfortunately, talking about how to lay employees off, how to file bankruptcy. Those are some of the really awful things that they were having to deal with. But it helped them. Because of your hard work over the last couple of years, we were able to have a positive growth in our enrollment, which in effect then gave us a positive growth in our budget. We had a first fall of an increase in enrollment. We were up like 10% last fall. I mean, that's incredible numbers. The state really was looking at giving an increase to employees. Unfortunately, with COVID, revenues have dropped, and it doesn't appear we'll be receiving those increases this year, so there will not most likely be any kind of salary increases this year. But please, don't be discouraged, don't give up. I think when revenues return, and I feel like we will come out of this quicker than expected. Some of our numbers are looking better enrollment-wise. Hopefully the state will be in a better position next year to grant those salary increases. COVID-19 has caused us to rethink how we're doing fundraising with the foundation. Every program has their own network through their advisory committees, through the folks you've been working with for years, whether it's in allied health, with a hospital. But those relationships are incredibly important for us, and we're going to focus not only building those relationships for future funding and support for the college, but also alumni. You think about if we're serving 23,000 students a year, what kind of alumni base you could have from that? The beauty of a community college is it's flexible, it's nimble, it can adapt, as we have demonstrated this summer. So I just really want you to really understand and be proud of what we do, because it is going to be the community colleges that help this recovery. Thank you again for joining us today. Thank you for your hard work throughout the year, not only meeting and accepting the challenges we've endured this year, but taking the initiative to be very positive, to be creative, to be flexible. With your help and everyone working together, united, we will prosper going forward. And I look forward to those times. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you have a wonderful fall. Thank you.